Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back, as always, on this episode. Yours truly, my T26E5 top tier in a 3.57. This is a good deal for this tank. And we're here on it's Cliff, not Serene. Cliff, and I'm headed over here to the middle. Let's talk about this map for a minute. I just got spotted, by the way, by a scout up in the middle. Interesting map, interesting map. The big early move is usually the south spawn trying to get in where this AMX-12T is. At first blush, if you took a look at this, you might say, well, either the north or south will take this area because they look like they're equidistant, but they're not. The south is actually a little bit closer, and it's important enough and close enough that they almost always win this. Whereas if the north attempts to get in there, they get wrecked by setup TDs and other campers back here. Usually fast enough reds, in this case the south spawn, can get around this corner before all of your team, in this case the greens or the north spawn, can get in place to hit them. Fast enough tanks will often get a shot or two as you go by, but in general the south spawn wins this area pretty much every time. And that's a bit of an imbalance on this map because a couple things happen. They can get up on this ramp and shoot people like me who are going along the side. Over here, you can't see it, but on the other side of this, once I go past this rock right here, I can be shot, shot in the side right here. There's not really a similar way for the north to come down. They can come up this ramp and maybe get some shots here, but it just doesn't happen very often. This next thing that happens is fast tanks lights will try to get up into this middle ridge area right here and spot either the guys coming from the north or from the south and either get free shots, or if you're a fast enough medium, some significant free shots. Plus artillery will be focusing here and sometimes here, depending on how fast they reload on this ramp, especially if you're from the south spawn. So all those things are kind of going on early on in this game. There's a lot of initial positioning that will really matter on this map. You see that our 44-100 actually made it around the corner. Take a look at what his shape is. He's okay. He made it pretty well. And I'm going to bring up this good hold down fighter with good depression for a heavy tank and relatively fast reload. And I'm going to drive on in here and see if I can't get some free shots on people. And we'll start with the Tiger. We shoot him. T71, DA is making a run. I take a bit of a risky move here just to put a shot on him, and I'll back out. For this particular map, I've got pretty good armor. Now, I don't want to do that too much more because there is a sniper hill over on their side right about here, where if I continue to poke over maybe the Sturv or Challenger, whatever that thing is over there, what is that thing? Challenger, if they're up there, can get a shot. Now, it looks like the Challenger is down in the southwest. So I note that there's a pretty good push coming around the top, so the relatively fast tanks get over there. Although I guess the T150 is not relatively fast. He certainly just chogied along and got there. And it was just our IS-2, so I'm going to come over here and bring one of our big guns and clean up this side before we swing back to the other side of the map. So the intention here is to clean up this side. Now a Tiger, a T43, and a T150 is no joke. The 150 is shooting HE, and he actually drops 150 on me, which was impressive. I think he got down below me. He might have hit down the ground. I take a poor shot on the T43. I go after that little sloped cheek. Needed to go into his turret. His turret's not really that strong. They're in echelon. The Tiger will hurt me. I definitely need to minimize the amount of times that Tiger can shoot me. I have a reasonable expectation of bouncing the T43. The HE from the 150 is also problematic. I'm probably not going to bounce a whole lot of HE from him, and so right off the bat they kind of get me on my back foot. 150 has a relatively long reload. He is getting artied, so the stun is helping. I'm just going to back out enough to take the shots I can get. I'm able to eat that shot with my track. Tried to get a shot before I went, but I'd rather not get hit at that point. They both fired. Again, a poor selection into the T43. And finally, I get a clue and start shooting him into the turret. He gets DPM down by my friends. He's trying to get out of there, and down he goes. And now he's a bit of cover. The Tiger has since died as well, so that is also helpful. Again with the HE, this guy loving the HE. So we're able to take him down. 1900 damage. We're going to swing back the other way, and to a large extent this is cleanup on aisle 2, but because there's a Sturv and a Challenger and an SU-100Y plus 3 artillery, we've got to be careful about the way we do it. Good news is one of their artillery loses their mind, has to run for it. Down he goes. He was nice. He was up and close and personal because he was a 304 trying to help his team, but once all his shields went away, he was pretty much doomed. Take down the KV-2R, that was good. Now it's just digging out the passives. As usual, and I've said it before, prying the mollusks off the bottom of the seafloor. KV-85 is way over there. That is the spot right about there. Although I don't hit anybody, doesn't seem to be in there. There's a rock there they can hide behind as well. Oftentimes when you shoot there, you get spotted. Unfortunately, they just even it up a little bit. The Sturv just killed 2 people trying to go around, and that is exactly why I did not go around on the east side of the hill there. There was simply no reason to do that. Looks like their super is AFK. That was extremely helpful. Obviously, one of their top 3 tier 8, so that's one of the miseries of 357. When the enemy team or your team has a AFKer or a camper, hard to tell what that is. Looks like an AFKer because it's just sitting right on cap. So we come around here and we find the 150. The Challenger's over to the left. I really don't think the Sturv is up on their cap. I really believe, and it turns out to be true, but the most likely place for the Sturv is going to be up on this little hill right here that I talked about earlier, and that's exactly where that guy ends up being. M44 hammers me. I'm trying to get the kill on the Challenger. The M44 reloads pretty quickly, so rather than YOLO out there, let the 100Y have a whack at me, maybe the 44 have another whack at me, be a little bit more careful. This guy's backing up, and I can take him down and then cover up with this rock right here. And that brings them down to 3. So now things are looking a lot better, but still, Comet's pushing in. There's the 100Y, so we found that guy. That's a good thing. I get stunned by the artillery trying to hit the Scorpion G. Unknown why the Scorpion G was just backing out. And the Comet is looking for the Sturv, and he's found him. Comet's got the Sturv. And unfortunately, the Sturv goes away. So now I'm going to swing wide here, staying out of the white circle so that I won't be spotted by the Sturv. I am a little bit concerned that I could get spotted by the M44. I'm still in draw range for the Sturv, and he could hit me. I'll just go as wide as possible. I think the Scorpion's taking a very dangerous line to do that, and absolutely he is. Not only does he get spotted by the M44, he actually gets blasted by him. Now I do know there's a low bit here on this ramp and this rock here on the left side of the ramp, which should shield me, and that little rise shield me from the Sturv. I should be able to come up here and get a little quick shot on this M44. There he goes. And then I can back up, kind of look with my gun line, see what I'm doing right here. I've got my gun line, and I'm sort of looking, all right, yep, that rock is between me and the Sturv. That's what I want. I'll get a little closer to it just in case for some reason you can see an edge of me. And I'll just disappear right here for a moment. He knows that Comet's there, so he's really got to split his attention. The Comet's hiding, that's why he was seen earlier. So he's really got to be spinning back and forth wondering, all right, which is which. And then the Comet makes a push. He survives the shot. I'll just back out and we'll take down the Sturv because somebody was going to have a side shot plus 2 artillery. Artillery really eats those things alive. 3,000 damage, 546 spotting, 6 kills for a top gun. This ends up being a 3rd mark for the T26E5. Yay for rentals. I don't know where I was before, probably in the 90s, low 90s, but more than likely that was because of the last week's rentals that helped me kick up over the line, but with a 3,000 damage game I was able to make that happen. A little bit of a discussion on how you play Cliff. A little bit of a discussion about flexing and moving around the map and not going to stupid places, i.e. the guys that pushed around to the south on the east side and attempted to go push into the teeth of a Sturv for some reason, unknown why you would do that. I decided to go the other way, clean up the flank, and then we'll deal with the campers. When you're dealing with a bunch of campers, go after the easy campers first. Leave the Sturvs in a bush in the back corner alone until you can figure out how to take them down. All right, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you.